You will not know the whole picture, but in your heart and soul, you might have this inner knowing that says, yes, this is right for me. I want to go there. And I can't explain it to you. I can't explain it even to myself, only that I know this is where I need to go. And this is what the Gate 14 is bringing. Hi, I hope you're doing well. I'm back again to talk about the full moon happening on October 17th at 24 degrees Aries. So what's really interesting about this full moon, and I say that a lot, I know, but this one is actually very interesting in that there was a thread that seems to be running from October 2023 to now. We had a new moon solar eclipse on October 13th, 2023. Then we had a lunar eclipse that happened on October 27th, 2023. And now we have this eclipse. Now, what happened in October 2023 was that we had the nodes in the 42 line 5 and also the 32 line 5. We had this full moon happening right on those points, exactly where the nodes were at during those eclipses. So you could say that it is all sort of linked together. And it is the universalization of endings, maximizing benefits, closing things out, or ending a cycle, as well as ambition, the things you want to do in your life, the way you support yourself, your lofty dreams, and how you want to move through in life to gain the support and abundance and to climb the ladder of your career or the ladder of life in general to get a better standing in the future. As with the solar eclipse that we had earlier in the month, this eclipse has Chiron in the mix as well. Chiron is still in the gate 42, is in the gate 42 line 1. So it is connecting with the energy of the gate 42 line 5. And so we have a lot of the energy for closing, maximizing benefits and cycles, really. That has been a thread that we've sort of been looking at since the beginning of the month, but also last October. So it is bringing this potential of really shutting down some kind of a cycle in your life or putting more energy into something, building a new cycle on the one you have, because Chiron is even going to be moving out of this energy in just a couple of days from now, like on the 24th or 25th of October. So this is the last hurrah, you could say, of the energy. And I'm not saying it won't show up again, but this is sort of the more impactful energy where it's pushing us all to sort of start something new, to kind of continue on with the cycle. Now, if you've already started a new cycle based on the solar eclipse, then this is just giving you more energy to continue on, because we know that the gate 53, which isn't in this particular energy, but we had it in the last solar eclipse, the gate 53 is the beginning. And because it is part of the format energy, the 53 and the 42 channel, it means that we could have beginnings, but sometimes without the gate 42 energy, it's hard to close things or end cycles. But with the gate 42, it might be difficult to begin things because you need sort of the beginning energy. So what this is really doing is giving that sort of last kick of the can to say, okay, this is where you're starting to go forward on this brand new cycle. It's giving you the energy. The nice thing about this full moon is that it is combining body, mind, and spirit all together in one, and that we need to be nourished in all ways to feel whole in this incarnation. Now, whether you have started a new cycle, you've started something new, you're implementing changes in your life, things are moving in a different direction than they used to be, this is just another reminder to say that all changes take time and to give yourself a break, because everything doesn't happen overnight. And that's another theme that we already talked about earlier in the month. It's reinforcing the theme of good things take time and to have patience with the process, because good things are coming if you keep moving along the path, trying to get forward to where you want to go in the future. And so if you are on a new journey and if you are sort of moving in a new direction, what this is saying is that you will need time to gain experience. And with Neptune in the gate 36 line 6, this is also saying that there's inexperience before we find experience. And so trying to put the cart before the horse will not necessarily work to your advantage. And in fact, it can slow your process down. You can feel disheartened because if you feel that you're much further ahead of where you are because you've put in a certain amount of time and that time should give you the results that you wanted, then you may be disappointed if the things that you think should happen don't actually happen. And that's the case with all abstract energy. So the key is to remember that every single person has a different way of how they express things and how they learn things and how they move forward. Sometimes it takes people less time and sometimes it takes more time based on what you're doing and where your destination is. No matter how much experience you have in life, you're always getting more and you're always getting better. And with Saturn in the gate 63 line 3, the spiral of life, this is where all endings are new beginnings. It is giving another perspective of the full picture that says that even if it feels like you're going in circles, every time you come back to where it looks like it's the beginning, you have a lot more experience and a lot more tools in your belt. And how it used to be is not how it is now. And you are making progress, even if it doesn't feel like that all the time. The sun in the gate 32 line 5 really brings in the other perspective of when you're making changes, having flexibility with things that you may not have expected showing up in your trajectory will work to your benefit because it means that you don't only have one way of doing everything, there are other ways. And having different avenues that you can take or different paths that you can take or this flexibility to shift if things are not working the way you want will really serve you in a way where you're feeling empowered as you continue to walk forward. Because if you only have this very specific way of that's the only way things are going to work out for me, that's the only way I'm going to do things, then that can lead to a blockage where you're stopped. Life doesn't always work out the way we plan. So having alternative ways of getting from A to B can be beneficial. When I began, I talked about body, mind, and spirit all connecting. So we have this travel energy and climbing the ladder of life and getting a little bit better as you go and having small gains and sometimes even large gains where you're starting to get the abundance that you want, the support you want, the things that you want to see in your path. With Mercury in the gate 28 line 5, this brings in this perspective of the right people being in your trajectory. So if you look at the perspective of this idea that you want to move forward and that you want to have some gains and material gains and those types of things, and then you have this perspective of somebody coming in and saying, I can lift you up. I can get you the connections you want. I can, move your life in the right direction. Trust me, I can do it for you. What you might start to see is that there's a lot of talk, but not a lot of action. So this is where you're actually seeing the people that are saying all these particular things that seem to be the right things, but they're not actually following through on what they are actually saying. And so you're potentially saying, okay, well, I don't need this kind of energy in my life because I think I can do it on my own because I am the master of my own destiny and I'm going to walk my own path. So it's seeing other people in a different way and maybe even being disillusioned by the concept of what you thought that you were going to get and what you actually got. And so it could be breaking ties with people who make big promises but don't come through on the promises that they've made. Now, when we come into the spiritual theme, we get to Venus in the gate 14 line 6. If you look at it from the gate 14 line 1, this is the perspective that it's called money isn't everything, where we say that there is so much more to life than just money. This is where we get the mind, body, spirit connection, where we know that we cannot just be happy on abundance alone. We need more things. We need to feel empowered by life. We need more than one ingredient in life to feel happy, because if money was the only thing that made us happy, all those billionaires out in the world would be the happiest people in the world. And what I see in the world is that a lot of these billionaires are not happy people and they're always searching for more, trying to grab more power. And so what this is saying is that we need other things. And when we move to the gate 14 line 6, this brings in the spiritual theme of abundance. It is kind of similar to the gate 55 and this abundance of spirit where you're supported by the universe, and the gate 14 is individual energy as well, but it's saying that as much as you can be financially supported and financially secure, when you have the security of connecting with something bigger than yourself, connecting with a universal presence, knowing that there is something within everything that we're doing that matters, then that is really the true abundance that we gain on planet Earth. The one thing about the sixth line, and this is a sort of a theme that goes through all six lines, where Venus is in the sixth line, it is this idea that you want to see everything, especially with individual energy. That is not part of the process. Individuality is about knowing and not knowing. It is about having downloads of, yes, this is the correct thing, and then just getting a piece of sort of your direction or a piece of your journey forward and slowly moving to the next step, and then the next step showing up when just at the right time. And that's what this energy is really saying. This is connecting with that bigger thing than you that's guiding you along the path to where you will feel abundant, where you will feel happy in your work, because the gate 14 is about the individual spirit, where your resources and abundance come from doing something that really makes your heart sing. And finally, on the mystical theme, we have Mars connecting with the North Node. So the North Node is in the gate 17 and Mars is in the gate 62. They're connecting, making a full channel. So everyone will have a defined ajna globally. And what this is talking about is it's kind of an interesting energy, because this is an energy for discovery. We're in the third line, and the gate 62 line 3 is the third line. So it is this idea of discovering something that's very valuable in your life just by happenstance, just by being in the world, just by going about your life, doing the things that you always do, and and discovering something that is very, very important and very pivotal to your journey forward. This could be amazing discoveries, inventions, those types of energies. But from your perspective, it is something that can change your world, but you will only see it if you're open and aware to what shows up in your trajectory. So that is the key. Being very open, being aware, seeing what shows up in your world. And because Saturn's in the gate 63 line 3, it might be easy to discount it and say, well, I don't know everything about it, I don't know all the details, I don't know what this is. Somebody comes in and they give you an opportunity or an offer, and you say, well, I don't really know. But something inside of you says, maybe this is correct. But the other part of you, this doubt, is saying, well, I don't see all of it. You don't have it all laid out here for me. So I don't think it's of any value. And then letting it go, but maybe missing out on something very good for you in the long run. An overarching theme is that as much as this is about body, mind, and spirit, it is about being open and aware. It is about putting your doubt to the side for a little while and seeing if there's something else within the things that are showing up in your life. Because Mars is in a place where it will be going retrograde, and it will be sort of transiting in and out until 2025, May 2025, this is even more impactful. So what it says is that whatever you do find, if you do find something, might take time to sort of reveal itself, for the petals to open up, and for the flower that it might be to show you its beauty. So with that said, I hope you have a wonderful, abundant full moon. Until next time, take care and bye for now.